So I went to the doctor. They said it was non-malignant. I thought it was gonna be. I'm not, dude. I'm never going to that brothel again, ever. Like
What?
they're so dirty, dude. Like, oh shoot.
Sounds like a good idea.
Whoa,
Whenever
whoa,
you're
whoa, we're live. Hey, hey, MMA fans. Hey, this is the real MMA bros coming at you live. I'm Otis.
episode dose.
That's Chris McNeil. Let's get into it. How's your weekend?
Weekend's pretty good, man. I had went to a birthday party that was WWE themed. It
Woo!
was,
Nice.
man, it was nuts. It was free bartender,
How many?
and I can't.
I'll drive.
Well, I stunned someone. I stunned him.
Whoa, Stone Cold Stunner or who? There was other. Was it
RKO.
Yeah, RKO. That's a same.
DDP. I did a Stone Cold Stunner because my knee's bad, so I did a Stone Cold Stunner. It's easier.
My favorite pedigree. I would pedigree crap out of everyone. So by everyone, I mean my brother in our bedroom and break our bed.
Hey, talk about face to the concrete.
Yeah, I know. So we had a card. What was it? Saturday. We had the return of Miesha Tate. She got a TKO victory round 3 against Marion Renault. We said it in our last show, dude. Marion Renault, I say 1 foot was out the door. Her whole freaking. I think she only had one hand in the house. Whatever it was like, she was done, man. She was.
Yeah, at 44, it was a perfect fight for Miesha to come back with being out for so long. So
I didn't know she was 44. I was like, what, dude? That's crazy.
44, perfect fight for Miesha to come back on and winnable fight.
Yep.
Now the question is,
that was the best thing for Miesha because it wasn't. I would argue even if it was a quick submission or knockout or TKO, which it's not going to be. Miesha Tate just doesn't knock people out like that. She's a war of attrition type of person. She'll get you tired and. But it was perfect. 3rd round, she got the finish. Marion Renault, rare. I don't think she's ever been finished, right? She rarely gets finished, if that. So it was perfect. I say Miesha Tate come. So now they're talking about Holly Holm and Miesha Tate. How do you feel about that one?
Okay, Miesha's striking look a little better since the last time we seen her. Now Holly Holm is not the fight she wants. It's a great marketing fight because that was the last fight she fought. And like when last time she fought Holly was piecing her up on the feet, destroying her, and she went for a Hail Mary takedown in the RNC. I think Holly Holm will finish her in that time they fight due to her being active and her striking just ridiculous. So I don't think that Miesha can beat Holly without taking her down.
Yeah, Miesha, I was listening to some commentary about it, and Michael Chiesa said like Miesha, her strength is her tenacity, her grit, and how tough she is. She's a tough SOB. Like she's tough. Like she's been in wars like that when she fought out Kat Zingano too. Like she can get hit like and just keep coming forward type of thing. So, but again, being hit and coming forward. This ain't no what was his name who Sean O'Malley destroyed, Chris Monta whatever. Like
yes,
dude, you only got so many hits in the clock before the clock strikes 0. So
yes, everyone has a hit count, and the thing about it, toughness is a strength, but it's a big weakness too because it's only a matter of time before you go from having a tough chin to a chandelier jaw.
Ask Chuck Liddell. Ask Rashad Evans. Ask all these guys. Like, and you know what you say when it's done, when the clock is over, it's over. Like that's why you're scared when you see people get knocked out, like the Donald Cerrone's, the Tony Fergusons. It's like, oh shoot, is this the beginning of the end? Like, are they going to be knocked out like consistently now?
Yeah. There's been only 2 guys that I've seen somehow recovered from having a chandelier jaw, and that's Alistair Overeem and Andrei Arlovski. They went from being knocked out repeatedly to taking damage, but both of those are heavyweight fighters.
Yep, I was gonna say both heavyweights.
Those are only 2, and the thing about being in the heavyweight is, minus the lighter weight classes, is in the lighter weight classes it's easier to get hit without seeing a punch because they're so much faster.
Yep.
With the heavyweights, you usually see it coming because especially time going, you see them coming, so it makes it easier to recover. But hey, Misha, quit being tough in the women's division because there's some heavy hitters in the women's division, especially your weight class, starting
Well,
with.
let's be honest. Here's a hot take. There's only really two, like juggernauts of the women's division, the Bullet and freaking Amanda Nunes. And I argue Amanda
Yeah.
Nunes is like, dude, she doesn't get the. She's again, I say this. She's beaten everyone. She's a double champ. She dominates people. It's not like she ekes by or gets crazy like quick knockouts or anything like that. She gets those too, but she just there's no one. It's her is at the top, and everyone's like 6 or 7 levels below her. So
Yeah.
and then Valentina's up there too. She's a technical assassin. Her strength is just she just freaking dances all over your dead body. She's just like cha 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 cha.
The real life Black Widow.
Dude, she should be Black Widow. I love Scarlett Johansson, but she's literally real life. Like
Real life Black Widow.
Beautiful. She's a beautiful lady. So she could go into Hollywood.
Hey, she's beautiful for a fighter. She is.
Ooh, for a fighter? What?
She's beautiful for a fighter.
Hey,
there's
some pretty attractive fighters though.
Yes.
Luke Rockhold. We got Luke Rockhold. Who's that other guy? Freaking he 170. Model boy.
From New Orleans.
Yeah, that guy.
Yes.
Like he's like.
Oh yeah, another underwear model. You know, he just retired too. He just retired too.
Oh,
now
you mean females. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, man. You know, hey, different strokes for different folks. You know, hey.
Where's your cup of tea? But Tate, this is maybe not a popular opinion, but Miesha Tate she'll beat everyone she needs to beat, but she'll lose to the top of the tier. And we've said that with other people and whatnot. And it's kind of a general take, but it's true. She ain't gonna beat Amanda Nunes. She ain't gonna beat Valentina. If they ever fight, they won't. They're in a different weight class, but she's not gonna beat the cream of the crop. She doesn't have the technical skill. She has the toughness and durability, but like you said, that's a weakness when it comes to those guys. Like it's like Chris his fight. I keep seeing takes. Oh, he's so tough. They should have let the fight finish. Did you guys watch that fight? The dude was being abused for 3 rounds, like literally, like abused.
Yes.
Like,
yes, the fight should have stopped earlier. Why let that man abuse? But hey, it's easier for the people that watch to say that it's not getting punched in the face.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, hey,
dude, I would have freaking knocked the guy out.
Yes, why he let him? Head movement, move your head. How can you not see that?
Head movement.
You know, he literally has the best seat in the house. Of course, he see it. He just can't do nothing about it.
Yeah. It's always a freaking guy with a huge beer gut too, and well, now Venum. That's pretty cool. Venum is. Let's talk about that. That's the crazy thing. How do you feel about the Venum is now the official sponsor versus Adidas? I mean, I've only heard bad things.
Reebok.
Or Reebok. I'm sorry, Reebok.
Yeah. Okay. Reebok was a little plain. Like, I get the uniformity thing, you know, military guy. I totally understand. But the thing about it is, you know, you don't want everyone looking alike. Reebok was kind of conservative, wasn't really crazy, but Venum seemed like it's more risky with the colors. And a pattern looks cooler. The pattern looks cooler. So I'm a fan of Venum. And the payouts are bigger also, correct?
I did see that. The payouts were a little bit bigger. I mean, it's like you said. I think it's steps. I think the Reebok was a step. The big step is this ESPN deal now. Like, I'm pretty excited about that. Dude, I don't want to jump from thing to thing to thing to thing, but you hear, I mean, we were talking about it a little off camera, but Ariel Helwani's departure from ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it was mutual and whatnot, but dude, the nose, he's been in the game. He's an OG, like an OOG. So
yeah,
he needs respect. You gotta put respect on Ariel's name.
Oh, you have to. You know, so many awards he won, and like the thing that I heard about it, this was a while back. He was saying they was trying to offer him lower money.
Yep. Yep.
and he wasn't going to take that because, to be honest with you, there should not be any other writer, personality, or analyst that gets paid more than Ariel, dependent because he's notoriously known across the community,
A
and his
hundo.
credentials his credentials are unmatched.
I mean, the only way
So
you can argue is Brett Okamoto, but I mean, him again, like even him, I would argue Ariel's more OG than him. I don't know when Brett started and whatnot, but
and I can literally think of multiple shows that Ariel was a lead guy for. I can't really
yeah.
think of too many Okamoto. I
Do
can
you
really
know
think.
how many times Ariel Hawani put his body and his life? Dude, Quentin Rampage Jackson almost raped freaking Ariel Hawani one day. So I wanted to interview. It was pretty nasty, and I was watching. I was like, dude, Ariel's about to get raped by freaking. Do you see that interview? Well, he was
Was
like literally like humping him, like
was he trying to hump his nose?
no, I don't think he's a taker. He's a giver. So nose.
Nose. Now, hey, Rampage is a weird guy. I listen to some crazy stuff he said. He may be in some
Hey,
freaky, crazy stuff.
you know me and Quentin go way back. So
Oh yes, yes. You laughed in the face of the devil and called him fat.
you know what, Quentin, if you're listening to it, I should have been your coach. Like I was telling Quentin way back, dude, go to heavyweight. Hey, and guess what? He went to fucking heavyweight. So
He did.
I wasn't calling
Well,
him fat, Quentin. I was saying go to heavyweight. So you have to cut so much weight.
well. I got a question. Did he really go to heavyweight, or he just stayed heavy?
Oh, dude.
Speaking of which,
His, like I said, he was cutting too much weight, so he obviously did it because I mean, when you go to Bellator, let's be honest, when you're in UFC and you go to Bellator, you're going down a few steps. It's not like it's the end of your career. So
okay, two things about that too. Quentin Rampage, did you hear about potentially the Shannon Briggs boxing fight with Quentin Rampage Jackson?
no, ooh,
Him and
Briggs,
Shannon
champ,
Briggs.
the what champ?
Champ,
What did you
the
say?
champ, the
I'm
champ.
champ. Dude, you hear what he did
Yes.
with fucking what's his name? The was it Ukraine
Logan.
or he
Oh,
like was following him around just yelling chant like literally harassing him. I'm like, dude, Shannon Briggs is awesome. No, I didn't, but that'd be an interesting fight.
that would be Shannon still in phenomenal shape. Last time I seen Shannon, he was training Logan for his first professional
That
boxing fight.
dude, talk about Mexican supplements. That dude must take all of the Mexicans. Like he must go to the
Or
pharmacy and be like, I'll take a number 1 to 7. Like
no,
extra,
man.
extra test.
No, it's horse meat. That's what it is. It's
Oh
no
yeah,
supplement. It's
you're
just
right.
horse
Horse. He's taking the Alexander, the
meat. Alistair
Alice
Overeem.
cream, horse meat. Dude,
Or,
hey,
or
hey, do you want to ship me some of that horse meat? I'll take some of that horse meat. Like,
or he can do a Canelo and say he just ate bad beef in Mexico.
I know. What was that about? That's how you know they're guilty. Don't say anything.
Yes,
Hey, UFC fighters, if you're ever caught PEDs or anything like that, just don't say anything. You saying it's a horse meat or it's like tainted meat, you're literally saying I'm guilty. Like that's like
yes. Because let's be honest here, we're regular guys here and there. Every now and then we watch what we eat. But when our profession is predicated on our body, we're
yeah,
professional athletes. We
yeah.
gotta monitor more. I'm not just gonna go to St. Louis, Algodones, and just eat a random taco from a stand.
A freaking guy in the back taco stand, all like dark and shadowy. You want some of this taco meat? It's a
Yes,
mystery
you
meat.
want some
Yeah,
taco
dude, give it to me.
meat?
I'll eat some of that talk. That some
I ate
shady
some
taco
taco
meat.
meat.
Yeah, I
But
ate
yeah,
some
so
duck meat. But yeah,
BS flag on that. BS flag on
you
that.
know what? It's about the time. Like it's weird. Do you? I'll throw this question at you. Do you think it's a good thing for combat sports, positive or negative, that all of these really previous they're champions. Quentin's a champion, Anderson Silva's a champion, like Tyron Woodley's a champion. Do you think it's good for in the waning of their career to jump to these celebrity boxing matches or celebrity matches basically? Do you think it's good or bad for the sport of MMA?
Bad forfeit. Okay. It's all predicated on if they win or not. Because, okay, combat sports, in MMA, they implemented training boxing. It's only an issue is if all of the MMA guys is going over to boxing and getting destroyed, then it's a bad look. It's a great look if they
so far they're all getting destroyed. So
yes, besides Anderson Silva,
yeah, true.
But we get to
Silva
that.
won. That was even, I wouldn't argue that's a celebrity. That was a straight up good boxing match, both of them. So
yes, and with the Anderson, so I think that as long as they put forth competitive performance and potentially win, it's good. But when they're losing, it's a stain on MMA, because the thing about MMA guys is smaller gloves. They consider the elite guys of the fighting industry. And boxing is like it's a sweet science, but bigger gloves and everything. And they're not looked at as tough as MMA guys.
MMA is different. Like, boxing's all about hit, don't get hit. MMA is not about hit, don't get hit. Like MMA is about like what's the word? Freaking what's that guy in the Tough House that was like wanting to get knocked out? He want bang. There you go. Let's bang, bro. Let's do it.
And the thing about it is too, the disadvantage MMA guys have coming over to boxing is two disadvantages. The head movement. The head movement is different in MMA because you literally got to in MMA watch out for kicks, watch out for punches, and sometimes you don't have the full head movement.
Yeah, the distance is completely different. So
it doesn't control. And the huge disadvantage they have is you're limiting their tools, which means they got to think harder. And in boxing, it's you trying to think that punches are getting off on your head. It gotta be more natural. You gotta like train for a while to not think about it, because it's all about instinct. So those two disadvantages. But like I said, it's good for their bank accounts, and it's good for if they win. But if they don't win, it looks bad on MMA that these guys coming in fighting celebrity guys and not really good professionals, and they get knocked out real quick. Yeah. That looks bad.
Let's just say, you're right. And let's say Woodley gets knocked out. Let's say Anderson Silva gets knocked out. All these guys. First of all, that won't happen. But Anderson Silva's a legit boxer. I remember they stopped Anderson Silva. He wanted to fight Roy Jones Jr. way back
years
in the day.
Ago, yeah.
And they stopped that. So I'm glad he's finally like doing his thing. What is he? 30? He's 40 now, isn't he? 39, 40?
Who, Anderson Silva? Oh, yeah. Willie. Willie is 39.
Silva. Woodley's 38, 39.
Oh, but Anderson Silva is 44?
Something, yeah.
He's 44, 45.
No age.
Yeah, he's 44, 45.
It's so weird these guys are doing it so late in their career. I agree with you, dude. If they start getting knocked out left and right, yeah, it's going to look bad for MMA. It really is. It's going to be like... Yeah. But it's like dude, MMA, you got to have so many more tools in the toolbox. Like, you got to have everything. Like... Boxing, It's very limited tools, and they're way more sharper tools. You got to be more sharper with what you have, of course. But like I said, it's totally a different sport. It's different distance management. It's different timing, completely different timing. It's boxing's exhausting, but I argue MMA is like a whole nother beast of exhausting. Like, I don't know if you've ever like thrown up against the cage, all your might, trying to not be put on the mat. That's exhausting, dude. Like, or when you're on the mat trying to get up. Like, boxing's a little different in the fact that you can kind of rest if you shell up enough, and the guy's not like, like a knockout artist. He's not like destroying your body, but yeah, I agree with you.
Now, my question back to you is, since we brought up Anderson Silva and these celebrities, are the Paul brothers good for the sport of boxing?
The Paul brothers, they're not good for humanity. First of all, the Paul brothers are like they're the Donald Trump is like the accumulation of everything that happened in America and all like the Republican Party and the Nixon era. It's just an accumulation. Paul is the accumulation. The Paul brothers accumulation of humanity just eating itself. Like, it's just like all the garbage and everything just being spewed out and created the Paul brothers. Like, they're like, the world was like, oh, every bad YouTube thing. And so to answer your question, no, they're not good by any means, but we're in a society, dude, that values money. Money is the definition if something's good or not. The more money you get for something, the better it is, right? Obviously, if something's a lot of money, it's equated to being better or good. So in that fact, they're making money, like millions. Like and they're getting views, they're getting tons of clicks and downloads and
Mm-hmm.
merch sales. And so if we're
Yeah.
talking about just money, they're killing it. There's no, and you can't even argue that. Same thing with Conor McGregor. We said that last time. If you just talk money, we're prize fighters. He's killing it. Now,
Mm-hmm.
are we talking like I had that analogy going on the top of the hill and saying anyone can fight me and I'm the best? No, they aren't the best. They're not even close,
Oh,
dude.
that's
They're
not the
not.
best.
They're not even sometimes. They're probably not even really great boxers, to be honest. Like any
Now,
of the champions could destroy him.
okay. Now, I disagree. I think the Paul
Whoa,
brothers
whoa,
are great.
what?
Yes, yes.
Hey, we don't
I
disagree with me, dude.
No, man. Well, it's time to disagree today, brother. Well,
Let,
hey.
let me hear your wrong take. Continue.
Okay. I think the Paul brothers are great for the sport of boxing because since Mayweather's left, there's no one really there to put eyes on boxing. Deontay Wilder was in Tyson Fury was okay, but I think Paul brothers are great because they're bringing more eyes to boxing. Because when Mayweather was in his prime and when he was doing his thing, really Mayweather fights was the only one that was generating a lot of money. With the Paul brothers is like, okay, you got guys in the third, fourth fight being televised and pressure on. In boxing, normally the average guy in the third, fourth fight, they find their cousins, they find a barber down the street, they find all these guys, regular Joe Blows, that pad their record and get better when, especially when someone sees that they have talent. So these guys in the second, third, fourth fight get televised, and people are looking at boxing. And it's a Mayweather effect. Everyone wants to see the Paul brothers get knocked out,
I
and
know.
what
We're
they
still waiting on that, man.
and
Jeez.
still waiting on that. And the way Jake is doing, it's genius how he's doing it. Like he's literally uh fighting better fighters each fight go on, and he's owning his craft in the process. Only difference is there's been no other professional boxer that had that much pressure on him in his second, third, fourth
Well,
fight.
that's the
People,
thing, dude. Why can't we
people
have
are looking.
let's get a
And
professional boxer. Like,
And listen, every professional boxer that you know in that third, fourth fight been fighting a lawn guy, been fighting the barber guy. He been fighting regular Joe Blows. You know, people don't even know who the guys are when you look at all these top guys that second, third fight. You know, so only difference is between Canelo and between Jake Paul in the second, third fight is Canelo was owning his skills, getting up, and we didn't really like see Canelo till he was heavy into his professional career, or whatever.
yeah, but
Paul,
I mean, he got super popular. Like, his
well,
last five,
yeah,
six fights, like
yeah, and how many
after,
fights before
you
that?
say the Mayweather. After his Mayweather, he got super
Yeah,
popular.
of course, and listen, and that's how it goes. It's like, they get popular when they fight bigger guys. What the Paul brothers is doing, they're fighting other popular people early. That way, it's like a cheat code. They broke the code. They fighting popular people early. That way, they can quickly make big money soon and get eyes on boxing. And
Yeah.
not to mention, they're ambassadors for fighters' pay. They're speaking
Yeah.
about that, which is you don't see too many like top guys doing that because their boxing is so corrupt. Their pockets fat anyway,
I
so
always
they
say
never.
it's don't hate the player, hate the game thing. Like I'm
Yes,
hating the players, to be honest, with the Paul brothers,
yeah.
just because they're not good human beings. But uh,
I
but
want to see them get knocked out. I want to
I
see them
want
get knocked
to,
out.
dude. Who's gonna do it? Like, is it
I
Silva
want to
gonna
see them
knock him
get
out?
knocked out. I do.
First of all,
So
Jake, if anyone's getting knocked out, Logan is actually pretty big and like strong, so I don't think he's gonna get knocked out. But Jake's a little
Silver
smaller.
may knock him out. Silver may knock out Logan.
Silva's
I
big.
think.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna do it with the boxing gloves. Like, if they got 16-ounce gloves, dude, it's hard to
Nah.
knock someone out with 16-ounce gloves. I'm just saying, like, it's not easy.
Okay. Let's speak on that. It was just announced. Well, it's kind of scuttlebutt right now about Anderson Silva next fight being Logan Paul in September.
Hmm.
In September, which is around the corner.
Dude, I
How
hope
do,
they finalize that shit.
I hope so too. You talked about it a little bit. What do you think about that fight?
I think like we talked about too, though, Anderson Silva, like his last boxing match, it was a legit boxing match. And
Yes.
Anderson Silva, if you fought, he's the GOAT, dude. Like you could argue, you could throw John Jones, of course, up there, Anderson Silva, GSP, though, but he's in talks of the GOAT. And his style was really boxing oriented in the fact that it was get hit, or hit and not get hit. He was super. He didn't get hit until way later in his career, like late. I mean, the Chris Weidman thing kind of opened up the floodgates, but he wasn't getting hit at all. So his career was definitely pushed longer because of that. Now, do I feel what do you like? Do I think Anderson Silva is gonna win? Is that the question or?
Okay, what do you think about the matchup and the outcome?
I think it's a good matchup. I like the fight. It's like you said, Anderson Silva's a big name. Look, they have the cheat code, dude. They could, it's almost like the Conor McGregor. They're so big right now with their
100%.
internet following and whatnot. They could fight a broom closet, like a broomstick, and still get some views on it. They're
100%.
bringing in the right guys at the right time. They're doing it's like you said too. The talent is getting higher at the right time. Like whoever their manager is killing it. They're doing pay them
Mhm.
extra because they're promoting really well. Their training looks great. They look like they're always in good shape. They're taking it seriously. Like, do I now? I want Anderson Silva to knock him out. I love Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva is one of the greatest MMA fighters in the world. Do I think he's gonna knock him out? Probably not. I mean, the Paul brothers are young. They're strong. They got a good wrestling base. They're so far so good. They haven't been knocked out, and they haven't been close to getting knocked. Like, dude, what freaking Jake did to Nate Robinson should be illegal. Like that was disgusting. Like that was Nate. Nate, if you ever watch it, like I feel sorry for Nate Robinson. Like he was.
Hey, hold on. Breaking news. Speaking of which, I just seen. I finally we seen a Nate Robinson sighting since that
Oh,
fight. Yes,
was
yes,
it like
yes.
Hillary Clinton, where he was like in the woods, like just scurrying out of the woods, like.
He wouldn't even go to his son's basketball game, so it's bad. Hey,
Right.
Big Three, the new season of Big Three kicked in, and I seen Nate Robinson.
Good. I saw
So
the
he
Joe
so
Johnson thing. I'm excited. Joe Johnson's so good, dude. How do you
so
feel
he
about the big three, dude? I have a mixed feelings about the
hold
big
on. So he's alive and kicking, but let's finish this Anderson Silva.
Yeah, what do you feel about
Okay,
that?
okay, two things. Anderson Silva last fight. Okay, when Anderson Silva fought in MMA, Anderson Silva had the best eyes in the business. In boxing, you need eyes. One thing that Silva was great at doing which is boxing technique, is rolling with the punches. He was able to move his face just enough for you to miss
Timing.
and be in a vulnerable spot so he can hit you. That was his best. That was his best attribute, which is number one in boxing. Anderson Silva last fight in boxing, he fought a professional boxer that was 36. He retired 3-4 years ago, but he
Yeah.
still was a professional boxer, and he
Yep.
was fighting on his card that his dad created. And we know how corrupt boxing is.
Oh
You
God.
know, that's pretty much a guaranteed win for Marquez. But Silva displayed his prime Silva techniques back against the corner, looking at dude, egging him on, and he dodged, and he easily won that fight. It was not a split decision. It was only a split decision because of whose card it was on, and him being the son.
I
But
agree.
but Silva definitely displayed great natural boxing skills, which I was impressed by. And Logan's
No,
fight,
let's be honest about it. But Silva is always had superior boxing skills. Always.
yeah,
Like it.
yes, yes,
It's the Conor McGregor thing too, because if you have superior boxing skills and kicks
mm-hmm, yes,
it's this beautiful mix. Like it's like that's why they dominated so much. And he's always had that boxing.
yes. And I agree with you. And as far as the boxing fight, I see Silva knocking Logan out for multiple reasons. Yes, multiple reasons.
So you're on
First,
the record?
on the record,
Oh God,
Silva,
be on
Silva,
Silva.
Silva TKO fourth round.
Silva TKO fourth round. Okay, I'm gonna put
Put
my
it,
life.
put it on the record.
I'm
Put
putting
it
on my.
on that.
If I lose my life savings, I'm coming for you.
Hey,
So
you can bank that. You can bank that. Take that
hey,
to the bank.
Silva fourth round TKO. I can't pass that
Hey,
up.
well, if you lose your life savings, I got an extra room. As a matter of fact, that's the room I'm in now. So, So I see that, and the reason why too is Silva's gonna come into that fight. It's gonna be between 190 and 200 pounds. So
Let's pause that. Let's go back, dude. There's different Silvas, dude. There's different. There's a Silva who comes to fight, and there's a Silva who doesn't. So I'm not. I don't know if that Silva will come to fight, especially on that big of a stage. He might like, dude. There's
are you kidding
Damian
me?
Maya fight, dude. To be fair, I guess it was a respect. They literally respected each other and whatnot. But the Patrick Cote fight, the Damian Maya fight, like, I don't
Okay,
want to see that
think.
Silva. Like, I don't want to see.
Okay, okay. Think about it. Silva's been fighting forever, and you named 2 fights.
True. And there's
So
18 other ones that he did. Like,
here's the thing. The thing about Silva is Silva has pride in his craft, and Silva is a legit artist.
yes,
I don't see. I don't see. I see Logan doing this because he likes it and he's only wanted. But I don't see him
Logan's
as
not Logan's an artist. Are you kidding me, dude? Have you seen?
I'm not talking about rap. I'm not talking about rap or recording dead bodies
rap?
or recording dead bodies and stuff. I ain't talking about that.
I know.
Crap.
Over there.
Yeah, now he's a. You know what? We know he is. He's a con artist. If that's what he is.
There you go.
So,
that's an artist. It's a type of artist.
It's a type of artist. You're right. So I think Silva's gonna come in, and I think Silva's technique and speed will be too much. See, Logan was able to compete with Floyd for multiple reasons, being a bigger guy weighing on him and stuff, but he won't have those advantages with Anderson. And Anderson has the speed and quickness and the timing and technique to pretty much clown Logan, and I think that's what's gonna happen. So
I think you're right.
I'm saying 4th, but really my heart's saying 2 to 3. But I'm gonna go with 4th.
Silva knock him out.
I'm gonna go 4th. 4th, knock him out. Anderson Silva.
Okay.
So
I'm not gonna do my prediction yet. That's a little. Let's wait till the fight gets official and then I'll predict. But 4th round TKO. Are you in the? Yeah. Is this concrete? Is this in the books?
Bank it. Put it in the books.
Okay. I like it. I like the. I like you being like serious about it. Like this is real.
I guarantee in my Charles Barkley thing, and I guarantee.
Yeah, dude. He is the dude. Every time he says that, it's the opposite. Charles Barkley. He is the worst, literally the worst at picking winners. Like, dude, the worst. The Portland Trailblazers. How many teams that he said? I guarantee the Portland Trailblazers are gonna win. Like,
and he got an L by, and just to speak about this a little bit, since this has been concrete. Let's flip it over to Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley, since we're talking about MMA. Now, that fight is coming up, and that's concrete. And it's a step up from Jake Paul's past fights. It's a step up.
I say, hey, it's a pretty big step up, dude. Tyron only just stopped. It's not like he retired and it's been 5 years or like, dude, he just left MMA and he was at the top of the top. Like, it wasn't like he was fighting bums. Yes, he was it 4-fight losing streak? 3 or 4, maybe 5. But it's not. He was fighting champions, and he was fighting like top tier people. Yes. So,
Tyron Woodley said something to me that makes me want to put money on him. He said something real nice.
Did he call you and say this personally?
No, he didn't say it to me. But when he was talking, I felt he was talking to me. I felt it in my soul.
Okay.
Brother.
What did he say to you?
Brother. Here's what he told me.
He's a real brother. So.
Oh yeah, he's from Ferg. I got family up there. He's definitely a real brother, So here's what I heard him say.
What
he said when he trained with Floyd Mayweather, right? Mm-hmm. He said the number one thing that he learned from Floyd Mayweather is wasted energy and wasted motions. He said MMA, our strikes and stuff is so much wasted motion and wasted energy that we put in and we exhaust early. When we don't have to do in boxing, he showed me the functional movement, not all this extra movement trying to knock out. You don't have to do much. You just got to get your punches off. So if he truly believes that he was trained that's going to help his cardio and he's going to have crisper and faster striking, which Tyron Woodley's thing is he fades. If he can somehow,
I was literally going to say that.
If he can somehow manage his movement, because he's coming in with no weight cut, so he's going to be 190, so that should help out too. So around 190. So if he can limit his wasted motions, because even when he fought MMA, you see that he was head hunting, he was jumping around, doing all those things. If he can calm down and limit his wasted motions, I see Woodley beating Jake. I see it.
KO,
And
TKO.
also the huge advantage that Willie has over Jake is there's no beautiful beam footage of Willie boxing. So what is his strengths? What is his weaknesses? What is his techniques?
Yeah, but no. Well, I mean, he has a career of fights. He could. I mean, Woodley's boxing is it's not bad. Like it wasn't like when he was on the feet. Like he has power. He has power. Like I
Yeah.
don't know.
And then
I always underestimate the Paul brothers, and I've always been wrong so far. And like every single fight. So I don't know, dude. Like, are they better than everyone thinks they are?
okay, I'm gonna answer that question, but I'm gonna speak about this first too. To, to caveat what you were saying, when you think about Willie's fighting career, uh, as a late, he mainly only thing he's been doing is in boxing. Like he was either boxing, wrestling at first, wrestling, and then
Yeah.
boxing. Now he literally just been boxing. So
Mhm.
that helps out. Now to answer your question about the Paul brothers, are they as good as we say they are, or are they not? The
Yeah.
issue, like I said about Logan, they're con artists. They're con artists. What that means to me is they want to toss out all of this stuff about Disney kids, YouTubers, and stuff. But that's all BS because they're in there really training, and you can tell from the product they put out. You could tell that Jake's in there really training, putting in work. So they want you to underestimate them and have that advantage. That's why they do all this goofy stuff. But really, they're actually in there on the ground working because Jake has shown, although Jake hasn't really been tested, but Jake has shown legit boxing skills
Yeah. No, he's
and
he knocked out.
timing.
I don't care, like the Nate Robinson, whatever, but I mean the Ben Askren fight too. Like, dude, he's not like these guys. We always think they're bums. Like, they're not
Legit
bums.
power.
They're legit.
Yes. That one punch that he hit Askren with, Askren has a chin of granite. He hit him on the top of his head and knocked him out.
Yeah. Well, I don't
That's
know. I mean,
power.
Jorge Masvidal, he destroyed Ben Askren. So I don't know. Ben Askren's never the same. I can't say he has a granite chin, but
And see the difference between Jorge Masvidal and Ben Askren was that Jorge Masvidal was a flying knee and no one expected that. And that was great timing and coaching on Masvidal's part.
yeah, it
But
was.
the punch that Jake hit Askren with, Askren seen it coming, but his reflexes just wasn't quick enough. He went down after that, and that was a punch.
Man, it
Like
was so
so.
sad. Ben Askren lost it for all the dad bods out there. He was fighting for the dad bods, dude, and he messed it up for us.
he definitely
Thanks,
did that.
Ben.
So
Jeez.
that's my take on that. That fight.
So you got Tyrone Woodley?
I got Tyron Woodley. I got Tyron Woodley. I would say fifth round.
So this is my take. It's gonna be a decision. Okay, I think they're gonna pit her around. I think Woodley has enough and in the tank that he's gonna make it a fight, and Paul's gonna make it enough. I think it's gonna be a decision, and it's gonna be Paul. Paul's gonna get the decision.
Okay.
I think that's gonna be the thing. I think it might be even kind of controversial. I think people are gonna think Woodley won. I think it's gonna be very, very close. So that's because Woodley's gonna game plan. He's not gonna go for the knockout. I'm sorry. I don't think he's going to. I think he's gonna go for a strategic plan. He's gonna try to pick him apart. He's gonna be like, dude, this guy's never been deep waters. I've been to deep waters. I know how it feels, and he's gonna be like, oh wow. But Paul's gonna survive. So that's my take. That's my hot take.
I really want to find out if Paul has a chin or not. I want to
I do
find out,
too, dude.
and we will find out.
We will find out. I hope Woodley is smart that first, second, third round feeling out, and then test him. Like I'm talking like put some freaking leather on his face. Like
Yes, put some on his face because he definitely need. I want to find out. I want to find out he has a chandelier jaw, or do he has a jaw grid? I want to find out.
yeah, well, he has good hands at least.
Tyron Woodley, please, please let
We're
me
looking at the
know.
camera. Woodley, don't fuck this up. Jeez.
No, brother to brother, don't.
Yeah, brother to brother. Like, jeez. But okay, what was the next thing? Nate Diaz, Madison Square Garden.
Okay. Here's another thing that gets me with this.
What gets you? What grinds your gears?
Okay, this is what grinds my gears with this guy. Okay, I get He a great
Wait.
personality.
If you're gonna be talking negative about Nate Diaz, they're gonna destroy us. Him and his
I
cult. So let's.
listen. I don't give a damn
You,
about that cult.
you smoke
I,
CBD? You have a
you
CBD?
know, here's my thing. With the Diaz brothers. Okay. With Nate, I get the 209, the thing, the cult following, his personality, but he's a below mediocre fighter. Here's the thing: he's in these positions because he's great at taking an ass whipping, and he has a great personality. Like the thing about it is, he has a great personality, but he don't deserve to main event a card, especially a Madison Square
Dude,
Garden
all
card,
I'm saying
or
is
even co-main event.
when Nate Diaz talks, I think he's freaking either beatboxing or scatting. Like that's like Nate, dude. Am I mean? Am I a jerk for saying that? Like he literally, I think he can't talk. Like he can't
You know,
speak English anymore.
do you think he has a lisp? It sounds like he
No,
has
he
a.
never had okay. Both Nate and Nick both have I want to say a lisp though, because a lisp is like a lisp or like a speech impediment or something like that. He literally is like, yeah man, it's like Boomhauer. Yeah man, marijuana, and it's scatting. He's scatting over there. I want to just do skitty bebop boop.
So you said that's too head trauma. That what you're saying?
Dude, it has to be. It's either trauma or he's effing with everyone. Like he's like, dude, let me just talk nonsense and see if anyone like picks it up. Like, it's head trauma.
So
It's like you
now,
said, dude, and he just gets hit. Like I think we talked about it before. Think of all of the rounds we haven't seen him and Nick Diaz, him and Gilbert Melendez, him and freaking Jake Shields. Like just the
or
wars. Like
or there's videos, especially when they early on when they go to someone's gym and just go at it.
adults. I remember, yeah, he was a kid
Look,
he was like what, 14, 15, 16, fighting adults. So
think about how many fights like that he had. So it's constant damage. And the thing, like I get the Diaz brothers. They're a fighter's favorite fighter. I
yeah,
get that style. They come at it, no
yeah.
fear. They do that thing. But Nate hasn't evolved. Like his game is still the same boxing endurance.
He's never gonna
Push
evolve.
push late.
He's never
Still
going to evolve.
still barely check kicks. Wrestling is still his freaking weakness. So if you can wrestle and lay a kick, it's an easy recipe to beat him. He's not gonna do anything more other than slap you in there and play games.
That's why Conor McGregor's his best matchup. Like or Conor's to fight Nate Diaz is because literally Nate does everything. Nate is Conor's like other than the jujitsu, which finished him the first fight, and because Connor got tired, if Connor doesn't get tired, like he's a punching bag that moves forward. Like that's all he wants. Like and he doesn't check leg kicks.
Yeah. And here's how you know that that Nate is not all he cracked up to be. Nate has probably about a good 3 to 4 inches of arm reach on Connor.
Yep.
And Connor is a short guy. Nate is 6'1", 6'1", 6'1".
Yeah, he's a big boy.
And he's still getting hit by Connor, and he don't know how to utilize his reach. So I get he's a fan favorite. I get that, but he shouldn't be main or co-main of a Madison Square Garden
No.
card.
That's where you're wrong, my bro. Like, are you saying that just in principle, or he should be? Like, that's like I said, he has the name recognition. It doesn't matter who he fights, dude.
Yeah.
He's not gonna evolve, but he has that fighters, like you just said. He's a fighter's fighter, so he's gonna fight. Like whoever he's fighting, he's gonna fight. Like that's like the definition of Madison Square Garden. Who you want? Like it doesn't at this point, dude. The UFC has gone so far from like when I argue it's never been like a full, honor, like whoever's number one should fight number two, whoever's number two should fight number three type of organization. But there was some
Yes.
sort of semblance of like, championships and who deserves to be champion. That's done. Like we're done with that. That's like
Yes.
they moved to the WWE model a couple years ago. I would say with Ronda Rousey, like she really changed it. She was like it's like Rowdy Ronda Rousey over there, like, and
Yeah.
they just I knew it. Like I said,
See,
I say this, dude. I was like, dude, this girl ain't that good. She's literally she just has these quick finishes. When she fights someone who can actually fight, it's gonna be bad. They're going to kill her.
yeah,
And the Holly Holm fight, I didn't think it was gonna be Holly Holm. I'll be honest about that. But the Amanda Nunes, when she fought Amanda Nunes, I was like, dude, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be
yeah,
because what she did to Misha Tate, Amanda Nunes. I was like, oh god, Amanda Nunes, very similar to Cyborg. She hits like a man.
yes,
Her hits are hard, and she comes at you, and she has the jujitsu background too, just in case it went on the
yes.
field.
You know, I'm glad you brought up a great day in my life of MMA. You know, you brought up the Holly Holm Ronda Rousey fight. You know, that was a fight where I went to another tax bracket in betting that fight.
Yeah.
You know, hey,
Yeah.
you know, and I was finding suckers left and right. It was awesome. I think you was at the ball during that time.
Yeah,
Yeah, you was
I was at the
yeah,
ball. I missed it,
you,
but
you was at the
I
ball.
remember hearing cheers because we were at the ball, the hotel or whatnot, and you just hear, oh, I'm like, okay,
Yes,
something happened.
and this quick story. You know, I knew for a fact Holly was going to win because she was the first person that Ronda Rousey fought that had another competitive background.
Yeah, she
And
has
in all
pedigree.
and all of Ronda Rousey's fights, she was getting hit. So I was
Well,
like,
the
okay,
only one that I argued too, what it was so weird, was the Sarah McMahon fight too. Sarah McMahon had the pedigree. I thought she was gonna wrestle her. I thought she was gonna wrestle. Like apparently some sort of knee got her or something like that. But that was a letdown fight too. Like
here's the thing with Sarah McMahon. I was live at that fight. I was want Sarah to win, but I didn't really have faith in her because Sarah's strength was grappling, and Ronda Rousey had explosive grappling.
true.
Like Sarah was a wet blanket, and Ronda Rousey wants you to get you in the ground
I
because
think, dude. Let's be honest. Dude, let's go. I think the gravity of the situation, the pressure gets most of these fighters. Like I think that's a big thing. Ronda Rousey knew how to handle. She ate pressure and shit out diamonds. She wanted it. Conor McGregor, same thing. Like I
it's
say,
a Mike Tyson effect.
Yes, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would
Mike
literally just stare at the other person, and the other person would look away and be like, "Oh, please don't hurt me." Like he didn't even
and
have
that's
to
what
throw a punch.
no, and that's what Ronda Rousey has. She had the Mike Tyson effect.
But that didn't
They
work
knew
with Holly Holm, the preacher's daughter. I remember that.
like
Remember they were doing this, and Ronda put her on a face, and Holly was like, "Don't do that," and like moved it, and then she was like, she had to manufacture like, "How dare she move my hand from her face? I thought she was cool. She's a bitch. I hate her."
yes, and,
Like,
and like I was saying was like with McMahon, I didn't really have faith in her. I thought about it a little bit, but she had to grapple to win, and Ronda Rousey could submit to win. But what Holly Holm's strength was footwork and striking, in all of Ronda Rousey's fights. Yeah, and all of Ronda Rousey fights, she was getting hit by loopy punches that wasn't really formed because she just wanted to get in and hit. So I was like, okay, Holly Holm, footwork, boxing. She's gonna and great camp. I was like, she's gonna come in there and shock the world. And
and she
like I
did.
said before, I made. I can't really speak on the dollars that I made, but let's just say this:
Was it
it was. Let's
was
just.
it as much as my Final Fantasy destruction in our league? How much I made? I can't give the exact amount, but let's just say that moved me up a few tax brackets.
It was more. It was more. I think. I tell you what. It was above $2,000.
Dang, that's a good
Yes,
bet, dude.
it was above two
What was
grand
it?
because
She was like plus 1100, was it, or 1200? It was hot. I know she was. It was.
see,
Hey, for betters out there, so plus and minus. If it's, let's say it's plus 100, if you put 100 on it, you get 100 back. Okay, so
yeah,
that's how the plus minus. Let's say it's minus 220, you have to put 220 to win 100. So those are
yes,
for our novices out there. Let's see
that
how
was
many
for
we
the.
can get into betting.
Oh yes, it's legal now here, so let's we can do it. Hey, and what I was doing was I was just finding suckers around the corner and people around that was talking loud and just bet at that. You
How
know, that
you
way.
know what you're the was it the kettle calling the pot black with the Logan brothers. You're the con artist. You're calling a con artist a con artist.
Oh yes, hey, I've been known to make bets that are severely in my favor. I have
You're
just
like
like
that.
this.
You're like that kid throwing dice at the freaking walls and taking everyone's money.
Yeah, before we get into the next card, but yeah, speaking of con, just like I just conned a lot of these Phoenix Suns fans out of the money.
Oh,
Hey,
Giannis, my boy, dude. Dude, Giannis, like, what a performance. And was I mistaken? Didn't he just get injured last series? Like,
yes,
dude,
he
what a
wasn't supposed to
performance.
play game one. They were shocked that he played game one.
Dude, and the numbers he was putting down, just absurd. I thought, like I said, we talked about this off too. We'll talk about this a little. We got time. When they got Drew Holiday, I was like, they did it. That was the trade. That was what they needed. They literally, it was the magical golden piece. It was like, ah, and they put it on the puzzle piece, and it's just started. Yeah, it was everything was firing. They had Lopez, they had Middleton, they had Giannis, of course, but Drew Holiday was the missing piece. Like, just a
Yeah,
strong, defensive, tough, but could still score too. Because
yes.
Giannis' problem was he's just not as clutch as you want him to be. And that's fine. Some people just don't have the Damian Lillard gene. Like, it's fine. Damian, by the way, that's we can talk about that too. You think he's going to LA?
Uh, I think so. I think so. But hey, to go off Giannis, right?
Yeah.
The thing with Giannis and the clutch thing was two series. People made his whole career off two series: the Toronto series and the Miami Heat series. Okay, the thing with the Toronto series was Giannis had the first two great games, but then Kawhi said at the end he was like he took
Wait,
the
hold my beer.
responsibility.
Yeah.
He took the responsibility of guarding Giannis, so he guarded him from little outside half court on the inside, so he didn't give him what he needed, and that
Yeah.
made him ineffective. And
Yeah.
then the Miami last year, they created a wall for him. But if you take away those two series, Giannis definitely performed have great in the playoffs, and and of course regular season he performed. But and this last game last night was well.
Yeah.
Let me go back. Let me go.
Masterpiece.
Well, let me go back to what I was talking first. Here's why I knew that I was going to find suckers in this series. The moment when the moment when Phoenix was up 2-0, everybody was drinking Phoenix used Chris Paul. Did close out Chris
Yeah,
Paul
well,
when he
Booker
did.
said it perfect. It doesn't start. I don't know Booker because it doesn't start until you lose a home game. That's when the series starts.
Yeah,
So
so it's like this. I've seen everyone going for Phoenix. Fly by night Phoenix fans, people who were the Lakers last year, rocking brand spanking new Phoenix jerseys, and they dollar fans. When you rocking a Bridges jersey that just came out the pack, really?
that's
Okay,
good though, dude. I'm telling you, it's good for the NBA though. We're gonna see a lot of
yeah.
Milwaukee and Giannis jerseys now. So
Oh yeah, and a lot of Phoenix jerseys in some in African village across the country.
yeah, let me
Phoenix,
tell you a little story. My brother, so he was I can't divulge too much on it because his job will run out. But long story short, he had a job where he had kids and I could say at risk kids or whatnot. He was working with them. So something he formed with them was basketball cards, was collecting basketball cards. And he used to always, if they were good, positive reinforcement, get some basketball cards. The kids would get the cards and Giannis. There'd be a lot of Giannis, and most of the kids would be, I don't, who's Giannis? And my brother would be like, dude, no, keep these cards. Giannis is and they would. I'm telling these kids would just give away Giannis cards like I don't want. You don't know Giannis. Like whoever took all those Giannis cards has some money now. So
oh yes, and Giannis was not gonna let that team that team lose last night.
no,
The other players were doing their best to give the game away, but Giannis willed the fight, his defense and his constant aggression and willing to step in, and willing to push through adversity, especially when he was making his free throws. He was gonna win. It was
dude. Well,
no
new
doubt about
Giannis,
that.
dude. When Giannis first came in the league, he was as skinny, scraggly as Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
Giannis looks right now. He looks like he ate old Giannis and like formed into. He's like final form cell. He's a
50,
big dude now.
52 to 53 pounds of muscle he added on.
Muscle. Like, dude,
Muscle.
I can't even 50 pounds of muscle. Like,
Listen, he
Jeez.
looked like a Greek god, no pun intended. Greek
No,
god.
I say pun intended. He did him and his brother. His brother's a big dude too. His brother needs to. I don't know. His brother definitely needs to on the technical side get better. But
Yes. Now, last but not least, let's you want to let's preview this next card, the Sandhagen versus Dillashaw card.
nice. Yeah, you
Yeah,
said some crazy shit last podcast. What are you saying? Sandhagen KO first second of the first round. Like what? Like
okay, okay. Let's talk about. There's a few fights on this card that sticks out to me. We can preview them real quick. Like this is Mickey Gall versus Jordan Williams. Mickey Gall's in a rebound
who's
fight.
Mickey Gall? Who
He's
is he?
hey.
I like
Speaking of
Mickey Gall. It's so sad though. He had the great, of course, the CM Punk calling out CM Punk. That was a great beginning, but he definitely didn't capitalize on it, man. Like he lost to
not in the
Diego
state
Sanchez. Like
in the stage NorthCut fight. Listen, speaking of con artists, Mickey Gall is a con artist. He was a Jake Paul before Jake Paul was a thing. He called out CM Punk.
Yep,
CM Punk, which he knew was an easy fight. Sage NorthCut. He got those wins, but after that, really nothing. He hasn't done nothing.
No, he hasn't.
He fought a Mike Jackson, CM Punk, Sage NorthCut, and lost to Diego Sanchez. Really, come on. So,
yeah, I know. And Diego put it on him too, like exhausted
yes, he did.
him.
Diego put it on him. He tried to blame some type of medical issue or whatever. But hey, come on, it's no excuse. Okay, yeah. He's fighting Jordan Williams. The next fight, Mickey Gall need to win. If he don't win this fight, I think he will get cut.
Done.
He's right now.
He's done. He's going to Bellator or IPL. He's done. I don't know. How do you keep him? Like,
well, he can't go to one because UFC fighters go over there and get knocked out. So,
I know.
Hey, go to Bellator. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Macy Barber versus Miranda Maverick.
That's big, dude. I love both those girls. I think are
yes.
legit. I got Maverick. Yes. I got Maverick in it. Dude, her last fight really impressed the crap out of me. I think she's all around just a better MMA fight, like every aspect. She looks like a freaking CrossFit freaking.
Her body impressed the hell out of me in that last fight.
Yeah, like she's ripped. But Macy, I think she's gonna be way smaller, if I'm not mistaken. She's not, but I just feel like she's so much smaller than her, less strength. She's very tenacious. Of course, she's gonna get at it and whatnot. But isn't she? What's her last 2 fights? She get 2 losses, right? She lost to Roxanne Modafferi, who's, dude. God bless Roxanne's soul, but like.
And she tore her ACL in that fight too, right? She tore her
Roxanne
ACL.
looks like her striking looks like she put beer goggles on and then drank a bunch of beer and then was like. And then got spun around 18 times and then was like, hey, go fight that moving target. And that's not her like.
Speaking of Roxanne, you know who Roxanne looks like?
I don't know.
Diana. Okay, I'm going to the next. All right.
I'm giving that in.
All right, I'm going to the next one on that. So, Macy got hands and stuff. She good, but Miranda, her physicality, her striking, I see her winning that one. Then Macy's gonna go down to no Miranda. Then that would bring Macy down to 3-0, and wow, how the mighty has fallen. Started out undefeated, got the injury behind her.
Dude. I think Macy started like, I don't know, these young up and comers, dude. You got to start. I know you want to fight the best of the best of the best, but you got to bring them up the right way. You have to, because one loss. Think about MMA. So you have maybe average 2 fights a year, possibly 3, 4 if you're crazy. Like if you're Donna Cerrone, like if you lose one of those 2, it's such a big like it's hard. Like that's why at the beginning of your career you got to rattle off some wins. Like you got to get 2, 3, even 4 wins. Like.
And she did, and then she just went on that little skid. She lost to Roxanne Modafferi, which is a
That's what I'm saying. Like, who loses Roxanne? If you know what, I'm shitting on her, but dude, she's legit. Her grappling is legit. She has really good grappling. Her strike is just atrocious though, and that you think Macy that's her bread and butter. You think she would have lit Roxanne on the feet, but Roxanne held her own. Like,
and see, Roxanne striking, I bet she got that herky jerky style that's hard to time. So I think, yeah, but
Hey,
she did her
you're
thing.
being that was really nice. Herky jerky. Is that another word for just atrocious? Like, is that like, are you using that
Hey,
synonymously, or
hey,
she has
no,
horrible
no,
strike? Like
synonymous with Keith Jardine. Her
that's like
striking
saying,
is reminiscent of Keith
yeah, the
Jardine.
Keith Jardine. That's like saying, like, I remember one time, was it you or I said Dominic Cruz has herky jerky or something? You were like, excuse me, like that's herky jerky, dude. Like,
All right, before we get to the main event, any other fights on this card you want to talk about?
what's go top bottom? I remember I said bottom top last time, but go top bottom. You got
Well, I was
Sandhagen.
okay. Corey Sandhagen versus T.J. Dillashaw.
Go below that.
Okay, Aspen Ladd versus Macy Shieldsong.
Oh yeah, that was no, that's fine. Let's go up. That's another card. The last card is the same thing. Where
Uh,
like these cards are really for the not the fair weather fan. Definitely, they need to add a little bit more name recognition to these cards.
Well, it's really they put out these cards so that everyone can get paid. It's like the
Yeah.
filler card. Let's put these guys out here
This is a
because
filler
we got to
card,
pay them.
but I'm
Okay,
excited.
so
Corey Sandhagen, dude. Like, let's
Corey
talk about.
Sandhagen.
Yeah, let's talk about this fight. I think, dude, I think TJ Dillashaw is good. I think he's great. Like he's a
Yes,
legit strong wrestler with really, really, really good striking. Like really good striking. I think
yes, yes.
Dwayne Ludwig has trained the crap out of him. I think his tenacity. It's like you said, we talked about this. Wrestlers just have a different mentality. And TJ Dillashaw has been wrestling all his life. So
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much stock into TJ versus not enough into Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen, great knockout of Frankie Edgar. He has the length. He has the reach. But I
Hmm.
think TJ Dillashaw is on another level, and I think he's gonna beat Corey Sandhagen.
What do you say?
I
When,
see.
and how?
I see. It's a 5 rounder, right? So I see.
Hmm.
It depends. I guess it depends on TJ. I think TJ could get him anywhere, but I think it's going to be a later stoppage. I think it's going to be if TJ utilizes wrestling. It's either going to be a decision. It's going to be a unanimous decision, TJ Dillashaw, or a later stoppage. He's going to exhaust him in the third, fourth, fifth round. Use his wrestling, keep it on the feet when it needs to be on the feet, pick him apart, and then he's going to finish him with either rear naked choke or ground and pound.
Okay. And this potentially can be a number one contender fight. You
Yeah,
know,
I think it should be.
who wins that depending on who wins. Okay, how I see the fight is I see opposite. I see Sandhagen finishing Dillashaw in the third to fourth round. And people forget with Corey Sandhagen until he fought for Max Effects, Aljamain Sterling, which took him down and submitted him.
Yep.
This guy, this
That was
guy
rear
was
naked, right?
yeah, that was the
Yeah.
RNC Real Naked show. So this guy was on the verge. He was the hottest. He was one of the hottest things coming up in the fight. But then Aljamain steamrolled him. Then since then, he has fought and he has gotten back to his groove and his form, and like he has fought in guys that are similar style as in movement and wrestling and striking, the Frankie Edgar fight. What he did with Frankie Edgar, I think that timing of that strike, that was ridiculous. I think that people underestimated Corey Sandhagen since he lost to Aljamain Sterling, and the fact that Aljamain Sterling is getting a lot of bad pub now. But I think Corey Sandhagen is going to have a come out party this fight, and he's going to finish Dillashaw. He's going to finish Dillashaw. I'm going to go third round. Third round Dillashaw. It's going to be hard to submit him, so I said third round knockout. Third round knockout.
So just to
Dillashaw.
add to your argument, to help your argument, which is against me, so I shouldn't be helping your argument. But they both were on Muscle Farm, the Muscle Farm team with like Matt Brown. Who
Mm-hmm.
else? There was a bunch of other fighters on the Muscle Farm training thing. Curtis Blades said that Sandhagen used to bring it to TJ Dillashaw. Like I'm talking like on the sparring matches, it was fierce, and it was like, and he got
Mm-hmm.
the better of him a lot of the time. So I mean, you got that. I just think TJ Dillashaw, dude, the PED thing, I think this is just going to invigorate him. There's some people that this would destroy their careers. I don't think TJ's one of them. I think that's going to help him. I think he's going to come back and be like, dude, and also that EPO, like, dude, isn't that like out of your system like within a few days? Like,
Yeah, it's a cardio drug, so I'm not sure exactly. But you know what's not out of your system in a few days?
a horse meat?
No, you know what's not out of your system is lack of confidence and mental weakness.
Oh,
When
bam! You
when
just
when
went for TJ's heart right there.
when you choose to take that, that means you feel you're not good enough. You feel you need something. You feel you're not up to par. You feel
Ooh.
that you feel
I
that
like nice armchair psychology right here.
you feel that in order for you to be the best you can be, you need this. You need this. And him without it, he will not know. He's still gonna have that lack of confidence until he get in there and then that answers his question. And the problem is gonna be is if Sandhagen comes in and hits first and strike first, he's not gonna figure it out until he does something positive. So if Sandhagen come in there and have some positive impact in striking and its changes, it's gonna Dishaw's gonna get in a wormhole and he's gonna try to go desperate and try to do more things, which is gonna
So
leave
dude,
open.
I can't argue with you too much because when it's when someone hasn't fought for so long as TJ Dillashaw and especially the other person's on a pretty hot streak. I mean, it's at this point when it's almost flip of a coin. Like I don't know, like who's gonna show up? What TJ Dillashaw? I don't
And
know. Like so,
yeah,
and with
and
Sandhagen's height and reach, again, height and reach is a bigger factor than people when both guys are there like at the top of the top when it comes to skill and whatnot, that the edge might just be height and reach. It might just be Sandhagen picking him apart from his freaking from distance. That might be it. Like that might, and you might be right
and
about the knockout, but
and he has the power. He was like the way he knocked out Frankie Edgar, it was insane. And here's the thing too.
what was more impressive about he was looking for that like a lot like you can
Yes,
tell he was looking for the knee and I was like dude he's looking for that knee like multiple times and he just timed it perfectly like
you're
so
right. And here's the thing with Dillashaw too is when he was out, it wasn't like he was out due to injury or he couldn't find fights. He was out because he was suspended. So it's like the thing about it is, and this is a legit question: was he that good in the past because he was on something?
I knew you were gonna
So
say that
so so so
we were
so
never gonna
our
know dude
so your memories of him and my memories of him was his greatness was because he had assistance because Garbrandt said a while ago he was the one that showed him those drugs, showed Alpha Team, which kind of what did he admit that the whole Alpha Team was using
I
on
know
drugs
that's
or
I
whatever?
was literally gonna say that was like a Nate Diaz thing they're all on drugs including me
Yes,
right
yes, so, yeah, including me. So was Dillashaw great because he was on something? That's the question,
well
and we're
what
gonna
that's gonna
find
be
and we're gonna
answered
find out the answer. We're gonna
July
find out the
wait
answer out.
that's in 3 days right dude is the 24th correct this
Yes,
card
yes.
dude yeah we gotta do a you're gonna be available for the companion.
I
We'll
will.
companion for it.
I will.
This time we'll do it
I will.
right. So BT Dubs, I just want to do a call out or shout out to I'm Rick with the Ric Flair. It's not. I thought it. I was like, dude, the real Ric Flair is gonna be at my fight companion. It wasn't, but whoever you are, we had a good back and forth. Hopefully this one you join us again. We're gonna be doing it, a fight companion. So hopefully Ric Flair joins again. But let's get some bonus content in. What's the bonus content for today? McNeasy Wheezy.
Hey, I kind of went over a lot of bonus topics. I think for non MMA, but you know, it's a bonus content here. I'll let you start, and I will piggyback
Join.
off you on what your content is.
Okay, so bonus content. What do I want to talk about? If I could talk about anything right now, I think let's talk about Conor McGregor. Let's do some bonus content. I was doing more thinking about it. Now he's coming out with all this stuff. Dana White knew about it. Do you hear what they said? No, like Dana White said he has arthritis in his ankles. And he said like the athletic commission said that he could tape his ankles, but he decided not to tape his ankles, which is freaking weird. And then we have all these other UFC fighters saying a bunch of stuff about it. I think the best thing, or the what I heard is, I think it was what's his name, Lionheart. Lionheart said that he needs to stop making excuses. Like he's making excuses. He's never gonna. And I said that I think the last he is making excuses. I think he's done. Like when you can't get better if you don't admit to defeat and you don't admit to your weaknesses and getting them better. And he's at a place now. He's richer than rich. Like he's not gonna like. And I think he's full of yes men. I think Kavanaugh's done, dude. Apparently, Kavanaugh was a great coach with him, and I think Connor did listen at one point. I don't think he's listening anymore. I think he's too big for his britches, and I think it absolute power corrupts absolutely, and he's corrupted, dude. I'm not saying that like a moral corruption or anything like that. I'm just saying he's done. Like he's done.
Okay. Okay. I cannot disagree more than everything. I disagree with everything you just said about that. Okay. Two things. Okay. Everyone's bagging on Connor right now because it's a cool thing to do. It's not they mean what they say. It's a cool thing. It's a cool thing to do now.
Cool, dude. I'm sorry.
No, no. Listen, and I'm gonna go along her and all these other guys. Okay, everyone's bagging on Connor now because it's a cool thing to do, and people listen. And we say stuff to get people to listen. Okay, when Connor mentioned about his leg, and he mentioned that the UFC and everyone knew, right?
Mm-hmm.
I knew for a fact he was telling the truth because I trust Connor any day over the UFC. So what I was doing was I was waiting to see a response. And when Dana said this bullshit about arthritis in both ankles, he really was confirming what Connor said was true. Because if Connor said that the UFC and all these other people knew about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those people could have got fired. These doctors could have lost their job because they let this guy come in and they knew about it. So I was waiting for damage control.
Well, why would Conor McGregor say that then? He
and
knows
PR
that
control. Because it was true. It's the thing
kind of
about
an
it
a-hole
is
thing to do.
It's a thing about it because he said it because it's a true thing, and he did the UFC a favor.
Okay, let's admit this.
Listen, let me say this part. He did the UFC a favor. He did them more of a favor than they did him. So it's not like he needed to come in and fight for you. He didn't need it. He fought that because he fought that.
Your ankle, and apparently he said he had stress fractures. Why would you do that when you know you don't need to do it?
No, he fought that because of pride. He wanted to get that win back. That's why he really fought, because he really wanted to get that win back.
Well,
and
he
the
did.
UFC and the UFC didn't care. That's obvious. And the UFC didn't care because the UFC, they can make a lot of money off of it. So now what he did was, because it was a freak injury, he broke it down that way because it was a freak injury. Now I think too, like everyone's gonna pile on him, and I don't listen to none of it because no one really cares what Lionheart says. But he talks about Conor, people listen to Lionheart. Lionheart is the same guy that got annihilated and brutalized before. And listen, he's also the same guy that made a stupid decision than to continue a fight when it got to the legal strike and he could have been a champion. So the dude got bad judgment. So I can't really listen to this guy or what he says. And what fighters do every freaking day, they make stupid and dumb decisions and they say crazy and stupid stuff you put in the face for a living. So Conor's saying all these things, right? Like I said, he did UFC a solid. They knew that he was banged up, but they didn't care, and he wanted to get that fight back. So it was a mutual agreement. It was a mutual agreement. That's why I was waiting. I was waiting for Dana to say something because it had to be true if Conor said it. Because if it wasn't true, if it wasn't any type of truth to what Conor said, they could have hammed Conor. They could have sued Conor. These doctors and stuff. So I was waiting for damage control, and here we come, damage control. He has arthritis in both his ankles. Really, every fighter has arthritis. Come on.
Dude, we talk about everyone's injured when they're going into a fight. Everyone.
Yes.
It is what it is. But when you say I'm injured, that's why I lost, you're making an excuse. And
no. He's saying he's injured, that's why his foot broke. Like here's the thing. He lost because his foot broke. He didn't lost because Poirier beat him. Like it was a technicality. It's like John Jones. John Jones would
Oh,
have broke his toe. Listen, let's speak a fact,
okay.
absolute fact.
I know what you're gonna bring up, but
Okay, no. Let me speak absolute fact. You can't be one way and not be one with the other.
no.
John Jones. Okay,
I'm
let me say it.
continue.
Okay, let me say this. If
Yep.
John Jones broke his toe
Yep.
in that fight, and when if Chael would have lasted and Chael would have been walking around the champion, would people look at Chael as being a champion?
No. But
Why
this is
not?
this is the
Why
difference.
not? John lost. John lost.
This is the difference. And honestly, I think this is the difference. John Jones broke his toe, yes. But he broke his toe and then continued to throw strikes and finish Chael Sonnen. If Conor McGregor broke his ankle and continued to throw strikes and then finished Dustin Poirier, okay, like you can't even complain about that. But the difference is if John Jones would have broke his ankle or broke his toe, fell backwards, was like, and then Chael Sonnen would have won. Okay, I agree with you that yes, that would have been not the way to win. And I agree. I said that about Dustin Poirier too. I agree. That's not the way to win, of course. But he still won. Like
I agree.
and it's
Listen,
totally different.
and
That's
here's
a
the
different
thing.
circumstance too, dude.
Here's the
John
thing.
Jones
Chael.
stepped on his own. Like he was punching Chael Sonnen so hard and cracked on his toe.
Okay,
Conor
and
McGregor was like stepped backwards after getting his leg checked like multiple times and
yes,
cracked. So
yes. And the thing about it too is, you know, John would have still, in your logic, could the fight continue, he would have lost, and Chael would have been champion. John would have still lost. It don't
again,
matter how. It don't
yes.
matter how he lost. He lost, right? It don't matter how
Right.
he
No,
lost. He
but
lost.
no, it's true though. I
And,
agree.
and,
Yes, a loss.
And Chael would have been walking around the champion with pride, and people would have been like poo-pooing him. But
If you
he
get
he
injured in
won.
the
He
cage,
won.
I don't care how you get
He won.
injured, you lost. You did
He won.
because
I'm not debating the loss. I'm not
it's like
debating the loss. I'm not debating
it's
the loss, but I'm not glorifying Poirier's win either.
no. I'm not glorifying Poirier's win either. Like
But you glorifying Connor's loss though.
correct. Yeah, I'm glorifying the loss. He lost.
So listen, come on.
But
Does that make
I'm not glorifying the win. I'm glorifying the loss. So
how you
it was
glor-
more of a loss than a win. So
how's you glorifying a loss when the guy that lost he lost because it was nothing from the other guy. Nothing from the other guy that caused that. So
that's
that is
debatable.
that is a hard pill to swallow when you lose like that. And that's just human nature. Like you can accept a loss when the guy caused it, especially in the fighting.
So, and I
Like
agree,
legit
but
caused
there's
it.
history too. Conor McGregor got straight up TKO'd the second fight technically. So you still have that. Like that's a legit win. This one,
Okay.
yeah, I'll give it to you. It's not it's not a TKO, a submission, anything like that, but it's still a
Mm-hmm.
loss. So I say with that, like it definitely opens the door to another fight because of the way he lost with the
And
politics.
see,
But
and see, Connor accepted the one that Nelson beat him with. He accepted that because he
I don't.
accepted the second one. He accepted the second one. He definitely accepted the second one
But
because
I
that's
probably go back to
and
Conor making some excuse about that. But
and you'll remember and
that
like
night he did accept it. Like he was actually pretty humble,
yeah,
and
he
he usually is. He just
he accepted the loss. And see, the difference between that loss and this loss is that that second loss, Poirier like legit rocked him and knocked him out, and it's easy to accept that. It's harder to accept when when something freakish happens. It's hard to accept it. It's like when you think about, like, let's just say this Milwaukee and Phoenix series. If Giannis got hurt and he didn't play, Phoenix would have won that series, but it will always be in the back of your mind, and in the back of Greek Freak's mind is, what
yeah.
if I
I
would have
kind of
played?
agree with that, but it's
What
I don't
and
know.
that's what and that's what Connor, because Connor is an alpha mentality, and like it's hard. Listen, it's hard to accept losses. Period. Anyways, legit losses, but I think it's really hard for him to accept this loss because how freakish it was. Now
I
it
think
is a
Connor
loss.
needs
I
to
agree
come
with you.
back if he wants to. Okay,
I agree with you.
he
It's
needs
a
to come back.
loss.
He needs to
I
come
agree with
back
you. It's
with
a loss.
the. I don't think he should fight Dustin Poirier. I honestly think he needs to fight someone else. He really does. Like I don't think he should fight Nate Diaz either. Now that I think about it, I want Conor McGregor to win. I do. I really want him to win. I need to see more from him. I really do. He needs to put more rounds in. So
He'll beat Nate. Nate be the perfect fight for him to put rounds
I
in.
don't
He'll
want
beat Nate.
Nate. Nate's like, oh, see a punching bag. Like,
See, Nate would be the perfect fight for him to get rounds in, though. He needs rounds.
I love
And
him
Nate
talking
would
all
be
this shit. Nate's not a bad fighter. Like, he's really not. He just, like I said, he hasn't
he,
evolved. Like,
he's not a bad fighter. He's just a
no,
mediocre one.
yeah, he's just mediocre. But
But he's mediocre with
well, sir, I guess
he's
I'm glad
mediocre
we
with a
did
platinum
this.
personality.
I'm glad we did this segment because now I'm gonna implement a new rule for the MMA bros. There's gonna be drug testing at the beginning of each segment because obviously you're intoxicated on something illegal, making your horrible takes. So you need. I might have to get the drug counselor in on here. You obviously have a problem. So is it affecting your daily life, your drug addiction, or
Listen,
maybe
all
it's
I
some
know
sort of
is
psychoactive. Maybe it's your magic mushrooms or something. You're seeing like crazy stuff.
this. I talked to one individual this morning. You know what the first thing he told me?
What?
I got my medical card. I'm just saying. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
that's first of all legal. So let's talk about legality. I'm talking. You're over there with the illicit substances. So
Oh, okay, you over there having private conversation with Ric Flair, and we know, and we know why Ric Flair holler. Oh,
his name. He did that
it's
too.
after all. It's after our line.
It was funny too. As soon as I was like, dude, I wish McNeil was here because, dude, like he was talking. Oh, I gotta talk to you. I was talking to a guy today or yesterday or something. He's actually moving down to Southern Maine to become a pro wrestler, and I was like, oh man, talk about like. And I told him I was like, dude, follow your dreams, bro. Like.
Yes.
We live in a society so much that poo-poo on people's dreams and oh, you're
No,
gonna make any money or you're gonna do dude, follow your dreams, dude. Like, who
yes.
cares? And if you're like 80 years old, like you can always say, hey, when I was in my 20s or whatnot, I moved down to Southern Maine, joined a wrestling organization. It was my dream. It didn't work out, but you know what? It was some good memories. So
Yes, because at the end of the day, if you have a dream, you don't follow it. That's going to be an opening that you're going to have for the rest of your life that you
yeah,
didn't accomplish. It's
shoulda,
going to
woulda,
be
coulda,
interesting.
dude. Shoulda,
It's
woulda,
going to be
coulda.
interesting.
I'm
So
You got to do it. Hey, everyone, if there is any listeners, I know last video we got what more than 50 plus views, so we're
yeah.
freaking famous. So we're out
Well,
there.
hey, my dream is to be the next Mandingo. So I just need to find a camera.
Wow.
And hey, I can do it.
Bang Bros. Oh.
Real MMA Bang Bros.
Is this just a stepping stone for you to get into your porn career? Like,
I think it is. I think it is here. I got to show I got personality and can act.
yeah, you gotta.
So
Well, yeah, personality won't hurt in the porn business at least. So, you ever listen to any of the what's his name, the big porn guy now, the Jack something or Johnny Sins? Is that his name?
Yeah, Johnny.
I'm not a big. I don't know about the males of porn, like, but he's actually a pretty cool dude. Apparently, in some interviews, like.
Well, I'm gonna start next episode. I'm gonna come in a plumber outfit.
You be a plumber. You be a plumber. I'm gonna be the what's like a quintessential porn. So plumber. I'll have a pizza box on my.
Yeah, pizza delivery.
It's my dick in a box.
Pizza or popcorn, either or.
Oh, popcorn's good. Popcorn's even better. Like, get the fuck that, dude. Who thought of that? Like, that's like no girl's gonna be. Like,
oh.
Yeah. Oh my god. Dude, what does all of our conversation divulge into talking about porn?
I don't know, man, because every red-blooded male and female, have watched it.
Yeah,
and
if there's any females watching this, and I hope there are, like, don't you guys watch porn as much as guys? Like, that's not a.
Yes.
Ooh, I had a really interesting conversation. We're way over time, but we're gonna finish off on this here. This is an interesting conversation. So, I was talking to someone, and this is how I believe it. You can, dude. We're not PC on this channel, okay? So please don't
UnCut.
Don't
No
yeah,
holds
we're
barred.
uncut. Don't write to our HR department, or don't cancel me, please. But I said women can be quote unquote bisexual and go from male to female, be in a male committed relationship, be in a female committed relationship. A male, there's no doing that. There's no if you decide, and I say it's a decision, you decide to be with a male, and I say decide, I don't mean like you're deciding to be gay, like a Republican, like, oh, how you can choose to be male, female. No, you are whatever you feel. Like you can be into men, you can be into women, you can be into anything you want. There's no going back. There's no
No.
like sucking dick and then going to a female and being like, hey, I sucked some dick, but now I want to like it's different. It's not like you can be bisexual, of course, and like male and female, but there's no back and forth.
See,
Like
only way it works with the guy is that they both come as a mutual agreement at the beginning of the relationship and talk about it. It goes. But if that
yeah,
doesn't
but I
occur,
feel like in the back of the girl's head, like there's always because it's funny, masculinity and femininity. I'm talking like
mhm.
Nate Diaz.
Oh, Nate Diaz over here. Otis Diaz over here.
Yeah, it's it's such a social construct, of course. Like we won't. I don't want to get into gender
Yeah,
issues or anything like that. But all I'm saying is like masculine men, we have such like a image, an illustration of a masculine man and a feminine female. And when you're a masculine man with sexuality, there's a path that you go through.
yeah,
Female, it's different though. Femininity, like yeah, you want to be railed by a fucking big cock, like yeah, that's femininity, but at the same time you still want to make out with girls, and that's a possibility, and you still have that femininity because
yeah.
femininity is way more fluid. Masculinity is that's as rigid as you can
And
get. So
and 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 to last comment about this too is, and you can see just throughout media and TV and everything like that, it's slowly but surely becoming the more masculine a man you are, you're portrayed as a bad guy, or you get broken down as comedic relief.
yep, yep.
Yep. So they're trying. It's slowly but surely is trying to take that away. It's
And
almost like it's almost like when you see a European white guy in a movie, he's automatically the bad guy.
yeah, yeah,
If you see a
yeah.
masculine man,
And
he's gonna be the bad
this
guy.
it's definitely a
Black
talking point.
Widow.
Yeah, have you watched Black Widow? I haven't watched it yet.
I
Is it
have.
good? Is it worth it?
It's worth watching. It's worth watching. It's good.
Okay, good. I love Marvel movies, so. But I guess my last point on that too is I agree with you. I think you're right. I don't think like for instance, I remember Joe Rogan saying like, if you're a white guy, like what you say now is like everything is wrong, what you say and blah blah blah. A lot of these people say stupid, ignorant stuff, and then someone like calls them out on it, and they're like, "Ugh!" They're gassed, like, what? I can't say what I feel, and like, well,
Okay.
you're an asshole. Like, what's it like? Who can
Okay.
what you feel? You're an
Okay.
asshole. So,
Okay. Two things. I'm in with these two things. I'm gonna Marvel, then I'm gonna get back to that point.
okay.
Okay. Marvel. Hence, Incredible Hulk, right? In the
Yeah,
Marvel, he went from going toe to toe with Thanos, although Thanos whooped his ass
yeah.
to the point to where he beat the Hulk out of him. He was scared of the Hulk out.
Literally, he
He
made the
went from that.
like, no,
He went from being the Green Hulk to all of a sudden being a guy walking around with a nerd with a freaking
yeah. Talk
notepad
about taking someo's
and
masculinity
glasses
there.
and
Jeez.
glasses. Hey, Thor went from being a god of thunder to a pot-belly depressed god.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was dude, it was such dude. We know what I like about Marvel. It's freaking hilarious. That Thor
Yes.
scene where he has a pot belly, like so
All
funny.
right. Second, let's go back to what you were saying about Joe Rogan. Here's what really gets me. Now you hear this stuff. Oh man, poor white guy. I can't say this. People go, people this and third. I'm the bad guy now. Hey, you only mad because the illusion of black and brown people being portrayed as thugs and gangsters all these years and all this other crap. Look, now you're starting to feel a little bit of what we felt this whole time. Now it's all poor me. I can't say nothing. It's not poor you. You've been a bad, come on here.
I'm being judged by how I look. Yeah, what does that feel like? Like, whoa.
Yeah, what does that feel like? Oh man, hey, I can't say anything.
Yeah.
What? Come on.
Welcome. He can say. All right, can I tell you a story real quick? I know, dude, we're going back and forth, but my dad, I'm to my ethnicity, so I'm half white, half black. Like my dad's was whiter than white. My mom's Jamaican, so black. So my dad one time was sitting in the car, and dude, this is a weird story. Going back to this, he was dating a black woman at the time, and the a conversation of the N-word came up, and she said, yeah, Carl, you can't say the N-word, and blah blah blah, and like not even joking, he's like, why can't I say the N-word? Like literally, like first of all, my dad, look at me. I mean, obviously he had jungle fever, like he was a fucking jaguar, like he was like jungle fever. How Stella got her groove back, how he got his groove back was fucking Stella. So he was like. But yeah, it's funny. Like again, these people. How come I can't say the N word? Like because of I'm white and whatnot. The rap singers sing it or say it. Like I think we're.
What's the main problem?
Stop being like. If you have asshole takes, you're an asshole. Like it's sorry.
Yes. If what you feel, or what you say, you feel it could hurt someone's feelings. Hey. Yeah. Just don't say it.
Hey, we should end on that. That's literally you hit the nail on the head. If that was literally perfect. I agree 100% with that. So
it can hurt someone. And what you say, you feel if someone said it to you, you'll get mad or you won't like it. Just don't say it.
Perfect. It's the golden rule, dude. But that's it. We're done for today. I think we're an hour 40. This is the Real MMA Bros podcast. Please either like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. I don't care. Like I'm saying this, I don't really care, but I'm like, I feel like I should say it every stream, just like I don't know, push our content forward. If you guys want anything, you also can. I don't know if I said this last time. You can email either questions, discussions. If you just want to chat with me or Chris, it's the Real MMA Bros at gmail.com. Like I said, every Wednesday we're releasing these. Any questions, comments, concerns? And that's it. You got anything else, Chris?
I don't have anything else. This is the Real MMA Bros podcast, episode 2. Signing out.
I really apologize, everyone, for Chris's inebriation. I'll make sure he's not high on substances next podcast. So
I'm high on the truth.
You're high on life. You're high on life. I love it. Okay, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, signing out.
Peace.